Is there anybody else who would like to share about Adrian before I ask Sandra to come up? Now's the time to honor him, to rejoice. Come on up.
Sandra had asked me to share this, so I'll just share real quick. I didn't know, I mean, I'd never been to their home. My name's Beanie, by the way. And I'd never been to their home, but my connection to Adrian was coming to family conference when I was young. I was a young mom, I had 2 little kids. And I would come up and bring my kids, but a lot of times I'd be alone. But my kids would be there, but they were little, and I would just kind of wander around looking at the book nook and, looking, and here would walk up this stranger to me at the time and just start befriending me and talking to me and caring about me. And then day after day during the conference, here he would come, he would like look for me. And so year after year coming to the conference, I'd start looking, wonder where Adrian's at. He has, and it was just a beautiful example of Christ, how he seeks us out, and just showed me his heart and how he could sense when you, even though I was there in a group of a crowd of people, he knew I was alone and he sought me out. So over the years, I've looked forward to seeing him year after year at the conferences, and then recently connecting with Sandra more on Facebook and going through this prayer battle, with her and staying connected. And now I'm sharing this with a few people before we started. That was the heart of so many people, their experience with him. And what a privilege to know someone that's such a shining example of Christ in our lives, and I really appreciate that.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Come on up, Ann.
I think just about 3 days after Adrian passed, I had a dream. And some of you in here know that God gives us dreams to comfort us, to warn us. And some of you maybe don't know that, but I'll just encourage you that I'm not nuts, because in the Bible, God gave dreams to people who didn't even know God, people that hated God, but God loved them and always gave them dreams to encourage, to warn, etc. So with that, I will tell you that my dream, as I said, was 3 days after he passed. And I was with my friend Peggy Street. Some of you know Peggy Street. And we were in a church, and I looked down a long hallway, and I was looking at a kitchen, and Adrian was in the kitchen, and he was in his 30s, with great rosy cheeks. And he came down the hallway, and he looked at me like, what am I doing here? And I said, well, Adrian, I'm supposed to go to your funeral. What are you doing here? And he didn't say anything to me, but I knew what he was saying. I knew what he was thinking. And he just said, well, I'm not dead, I'm alive. That's just, a lot of us in here have lost people recently. To COVID, to cancer, young people, old people. But I am telling you, there is nothing to fear in death. There isn't. When my dad passed, Gwen Davis, our friend, she prayed for me. And it was 6 weeks after my dad had passed. And I knew in my heart where he was. But I really needed help with the grieving process. And Gwen Davis looked at me and she says, I'm going to pray for you that you will see just a glimpse of what your dad is experiencing now. And 90 minutes later, I don't know if it was a dream or a vision, because I really wasn't asleep. I was almost ready to go to sleep, and I had a very real vision of my dad in heaven. And I could go on and give you details, but all I'm telling you is that heaven is real. And I highly recommend, if you don't know Jesus, I highly recommend that you consider that, because I'm not afraid to die. There really is a heaven.